Alright. What is up, YouTube? It's me, HPJ. I'm back with podcast. So, I know many of you have been awaiting the return of the HPJ podcast. And it's back. It's going to be on a weekly basis. It's not going to be on a daily basis. And each week, I will go basically over everything and anything that's going on that week. If people would like to bring topics up, the comment section is there uh, for topics. If anything you'd like me to bring up. Now, there are major changes, of course, for the HPJ podcast because, well, a lot has changed. One, I'm no longer using my laptop to record my podcast. I am now doing it via my phone, and I also have music on in the background. If you want to listen to the music playlist that I have, or whatever variant of songs that I am using, I will leave them in the description box below as well, or I'll leave it in the comment section so it's easier for you guys to see. It's a lot actually that I'm very thankful for because before I did stop the podcast because I was already upset about how things were going. I was a little bit more motivated with current things going on to want to go back into my podcast and really talk about things that have been going on. I think it's a great way for me personally to express myself and talk about things without having to feel so constrained or to feel like I need to make a video to make a video, if you will. And there are other things that I can talk about as well. So I can talk about video games, I can talk about politics, I can talk about whatever that I need to just get off my chest. It'd be great for therapy as well because I definitely think this is a therapeutic situation too. Having some nice music in the background. I had the fan on because it's hot as fuck. And I really just want to give you guys a good focus of things. So, what made HPJ return to podcast after what I think almost a year now? Literally a year now since I did a podcast, and simply it's just because I had malfunctions with my computer, with my laptop. The sound went out on it, so when I would try to record, you'll hear buzzing, I fade in and out, and it was just like, damn. I wish this wasn't the issue, but when a lot of people said it was as much I can do, I tried to fix some of my audio issues, but unfortunately, I was still cut out. So, at that point, I just said, alright, let's just move on into the next thing and figure out where we can go from there. And I waited a minute, and then I came back to it, and then I was like, you know what? It's time to return to the podcast. And with everything going on mentally and emotionally, I thought good way of physically expressing myself was just sit down and talk and have my phone out and just record anything and have some patience, some things around me to help me feel more relaxed and more, well, unbothered, considering how the world itself is going right now, isn't it? There's a couple of topics I did want to talk about today that I'll be bringing up in today's video, and I know many of you would be very excited to hear me talk about those as well. So if you hear a lot of clanking and things moving on, that's because I'm also trying to work on some other things in the background as well. So the first thing to talk about, of course, is, well, since we have Sonic music playing right now in the background, I want to talk about Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog. So Sonic's most recent event is the Sonic Racing Cross World beta that was released to the public for those who have modern consoles as well as Steam and are going to be looking to purchase these things. So if you had Nintendo Online, if you had PlayStation Network and stuff like that, you were able to play the game and you were able to experience one of the many cups that will be introduced into the game. You had access to, I believe, almost the first third of the roster, and then as you played online, you were able to access more levels in terms of the racing, and it really much is just a different scenario of Sonic racing games that we've never experienced. I played Sonic Drift, Sonic Drift 2. I played Riders. I didn't play Zero Gravity. I did play Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing, Sonic Sega All Stars Racing Transformed. I did buy Sonic, Team Sonic Racing for however much of a game that wanted to be, and more was the soundtrack. And I'd even play Sonic R. So there's a lot to unpack with Sonic, and I would like for Sonic in the future to really embrace the lore that is Sonic the Hedgehog. But damn, this game is good. This game is really good. The only trope that I think a lot of us had was, of course, connection issues, because that's something new. There is cross-play, so you can play with others who are playing on other consoles. And even more so, one of my favorite things was the music. But there's only one issue that I have with the music, and that's the Water Palace stage that's supposed to be based off of Water Palace for Sonic Rush does not have the Sonic Rush OST track to it. It doesn't have back-to-back. Maybe it's because it's the beta, maybe because they're going to add it later on, or maybe it's, music that we get to add while we're competing, because there is a lot of different things we're able to open in the beta. So if you have the beta, anything that you have done in anything you've done in the beta, when you buy the actual game, will just transfer over. So that's pretty cool itself. And I remember Pokemon did something similar to that too. Not the Pokemon that you caught, but the Astro Ninja, and then some of like the items and stuff moved over, which is really cool. There was also what else was it that was like? It's very few chances where games do that, especially in the modern era. But when they do, it's really cool. I don't play too many games outside. Most of the stuff I've already played, so it's rare that I do play something. I think Apple Arcade did something with that with Shantae when she came out for Apple Arcade a few years ago. I think Shantae and Seven Sirens. They had you go up all the way until you defeated the boss for... Oh, you beat the first dungeon of the game. That's what it was. But you were able to explore just the areas that were accessible up until the end of the first dungeon. So that's not too bad. But still, it's a great way for players to play the game, experience the game themselves, and then overall just go through the motions of what was in the game and have fun with it. So, with that in told, what other additional things am I looking forward to with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds? There is another beta coming out in a few weeks, right before the game comes out. And they're testing more stuff for single player. I will be purchasing the full $90 version of the game, because not only will it give me the soundtrack, but it'll give me the pass that will give me all of the DLC characters. So once you buy the pass similar to that of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you'll be able to have everything. And even if you don't have like your Nintendo Online or whatnot, you'll still be able to access it. You just won't be able to access online play, which is fine. So now that we talked about Mario Kart, now that we bring up Mario Kart, let's talk about Mario Kart. So I still don't own a Switch 2, and I have not played Mario Kart World outside of a demo kiosk that was at Target, and actually it's still at Target too. I did get to experience it. I got to play as Louis G, and I got to play just a random travel cup from one area. I think it was Princess Peach's Castle to the dinosaur level with the dinosaurs in it, which is pretty cool. And then it was okay. It was not bad. The controls were a little gimmick. Well, it wasn't gimmicky, but the controls were a little different than what they were for Mario Kart Deluxe. I didn't win, but also I was playing against computers. I think they were on like normal or easy, which didn't bother me. The graphics looked amazing. It is a very beautiful looking game. The Switch 2, very comfortable on the hands and handheld mode. Looks very nice. I like the Joy-Cons and how they feel. The thumb pads for the Joy-Cons, for the joysticks, amazing. The look of it, very nice. I wish it was in multiple colors, or had multiple motifs for multiple colors, so that people could experience it in a different pattern. But maybe when I do buy my Switch 2, maybe just all black. If not all black, fine. I'll at least be able to get it in the color blue, with the blue and red color, so I can experience it that way. But it's still a really cool system. It's just that, of course, there is the negatives of things that were going on behind the scenes with Nintendo. The tariffs have now raised the prices on the Switch, the original Switch, the Switch Lite, and the Switch OLED. So unfortunately, yeah, if you're looking for those other systems, it's going to take a while for you to get them because, yeah, they are going up in price. I cannot speak for the DS, the 3DS, and stuff like that because those manufacturings, I believe, have discontinued for a minute. But you can always buy them secondhand. So, like, if someone's at a, thrift stores or you get them from, like, packagings and stuff, yeah, I definitely say go for it. Outside of that, there is the little bit of issues and controversy between Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and there have been a lot of people who have saying I'm ready to drop Mario Kart World to play Sonic Cross Worlds because the game itself plays a lot better. There's more characters that aren't just clones of Mario. The customization is a lot better. There are, easily just a lot more things than we had. The only thing I don't like is that you have to cross worlds, which of course, I know it's the gimmick of the game. But I do like that Tron Trial just sets you right back to where you were initially in the game and you can see the big ring in the background. I mean, the back, when you do the back view, you can see the ring and and the carts and stuff coming out the rings, which is cool. It kind of gives me that feel of so I think it was Mario Kart that did something similar to that. Because I know there's a back button, you can see who's behind you. I think that was introduced in Mario Kart 64. I don't know I don't think any of the Sonic Drift games did that. I know for a fact that yes, Sonic R did. I think Sonic R did. If Sonic R did, then I think Sonic Riders did. I haven't played Zero Gravity, and I don't know much about Free Riders to know outside of the opening track and the remix by Fresh 40. But outside of it, I mean, it's still a pretty good racing game, and I think a lot of people will enjoy it once it officially comes out. And if you haven't been sold and you want to still give it a test, they did make an announcement that sometime in the middle of this month, we'll be able to play Sonic Racing Cross World single player, and they'll have more things available for the single player. We'll probably even get to play Miku at that point. So if you're really interested, I'd say definitely give that a try. From there, let's talk about card games. Yu-Gi-Oh players. Yu-Gi-Oh players, this is now time to talk about all the major changes that are going on. There's a world's policy. The policy for tournament play has changed now. There's going to be a loss situation if the player in procedures aren't met after the 50 rounds now. Matches are now 50 rounds. 15 minutes per round instead of 45 minutes. There's also like terms and policy situations with that too that have been updated. I think it would be best to listen to more Yu-Gi-Oh players who are in the competitive scene more than I am about the changes because I'm still kind of oblivious to a lot of things that have changed over it. I'm kind of one of those who were part of the OG. You had once the turn ended, or once the game got to the last match, you basically played out who, it's 5 turns and let's see who gets to deplete the most life points within the 5 turns. And then the 5th turn is over, the one who had the most life points is the winner. So, it really just depends on things. I know it doesn't really affect draws and stuff, but I feel like Konami really just pulling things out their ass. But then I also heard there's been issues with slow play. So people who play the game and you're taking, your sweet time like a grandma and grandpa, please don't do that because some people are already irritated that we have to spend 30 minutes waiting for someone to take their one turn. Don't be that guy or that gal or that person. So then there was, of course, the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. If you guys did not watch it, I watched a portion of it, and then I found, most of the winner and stuff. So the U.S. has now taken another title in a row for the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Series. The TCG OCG player uh, is has taken it is an American, just like the 2024 World Championship. The 2024-2025 World Championship was decided, and it was another American who won the event against the EU player, which is funny because the top four was literally EU players versus each other and the NA players versus each other. And I believe the matches were Yummy versus K9 and Luna Light versus Sky Striker for the um, semifinals matches. Because I did watch the top eight, and everyone called it when they seen it. The Sky Striker player rushed the game state to try to avoid Fantastical Dragon Phantasma, which was going to be dropped on the Kaina, but the opponent, I didn't say Kaina, I say Kina. So Kina, because that's how I say it. Kina was dropped over, I think, a Ray or a Rose. The opponent was trying to respond, and then the player, the Sky Striker player, decided to drop the Kagari on top of it without giving a window opening for the opponent. There was a couple of exchanges between the judges, the players, and stuff, and then no one ruled it against the Sky Striker player, which it should have been a ruling against the Sky Striker player. But I don't know, like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh gets fickle when things don't go their way half the time. So after that whole situation, I watched a bit more of it, and then they went into top four, which was Luna Light versus Sky Striker, K9 versus Yummy, and then I didn't watch the final match, but I did see the results of it where, yes, the K9 player won against the Yummy player. And I think it was a variation of K9 and Vanquish Soul, because Vanquish Soul just recently got their new support in the TCG, which was legal for Worlds. And Yummy had just came out a few weeks ago before Worlds, like I think a month ago, but everyone was already testing Yummy, testing K9, and I forget what the other archetype was from um, from that. And it's funny though, because I did videos on all of this too. So, I can pull up on my other phone. But yeah, those from the Justice Breaker set, I believe. Yeah, the Justice Breaker set. Really did try to hold their own on the things. But I think because of the timing and everything, was always the biggest issue. I honestly and truly think that when Konami gets its head out their ass, and they will eventually, that people will be able to play a more fun or variation of Yu-Gi-Oh! If not, listen, you have all your other outlets, but you don't have to worry about a competitive scene. You have Yu-Gi-Oh! Early days on your Switch and your, Steam. You can play Master Duel. You can play, what was it? You can play the Duel Links, and or you can just be like most people and just emulate your shit. I mean, what can Konami do really? I mean, Nintendo will probably be mad at you, but Nintendo legally can't do anything to you either, unless you're like pirating the shit, or you're the one who's pirating the shit. But that's for a different scale of stories. And then from there, really much is just the argument of when the TCG is going to get their Forbidden Limited list, because because the LCG just made the announcement at the time it's recording, that yes, they are going to be releasing the updates for the Rush Duel Forbidden Limited list. Yeah, Rush Duel's getting a Forbidden Limited list change before the TCG, just like everybody else. And most people said you guys shouldn't be surprised that Rush Duel is getting an update. Remember, their cycles of they cycle through their Forbidden Limited list for every season. So now that it's going into fall, they're going to go from fall winter season and have a different change up there, which I guess, but also it's just like, really, you just got a list literally in the middle of summer, and now you're going to wait till the first, well, technically the second official month of fall to really do anything. Because I always say it like this: it's December, January, February, that's winter. March, April, and May are spring. June, July, and August are summer. in September, October, and November, that is your fall. And some people might disagree with me. Some people might say I'm a little loony, but that's how Konami OCG wants to, put the lineup of things together. So it's not really much of anything I can really say, but I am literally not shocked or surprised how Konami TCG handles things outside of how the OCG handles things. So I'm pretty much just waiting just to see how things were going to pan out, if they ever pan out. There are a couple of things that are being released at the time of this recording. Many of you do know that, yes, there is going to be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tins that are coming out. The tins themselves are going to have a few changes of things to, well, they're going to have mega boxes, which are going to look like structure decks with Yuki, Kaiba, and Joey's faces on it. You can purchase them differently than what you would a big box. It's going to have a couple of packs in it and whatnot, promo cards, and just those little things as well. And in addition to it, they also said that we have a spoilers list for it as well. So people who open the boxes, they posted their videos for Konami, and then everyone who needed to wrote down everything. There's a lot of cards in it, old, new, furbished, refurbished, a lot of alt arts as well, and some more Starlight rares, because why not? I'm actually pretty excited about it, because the Mimighoul stuff that I've been trying to order might be a little cheaper now to get. So I'm definitely hoping to focus on that. Then from there is just waiting for the Kiza Crow information for the TCG. I could care less about Issei. I definitely want to know more about Doe and what's going to happen with Doe, because Doe is supposed to come out in a few weeks as well. And then that's pretty much gonna wrap up November. Wrap up everything. Oh, Phantom Revengers comes out in December, and that will be the last official set for the TCG, because it's going to be Doe's release. So the Mega Tins now, Doe's sneak peek, Doe's official release for the TCG, the Chronicles deck in October. Then it's going to be the Akiza, Yusei, and Crow 5D starter deck triple set. And then it's the end of the year. The last core set is going to be, of course, Phantom Revengers with the Enderman Craft, the Hecka Hands, and Killer Tune. Which, yeah, the TCG names for Killer Tune and Hecka Country. Yeah, Hecka Hands, which, to be very fair, that's what they technically are. They're the hands of God, are the hands of a god being used to form a new world and forming the changes in that world. So Hecka Hand kind of makes sense, and I like it easier pronounced than trying to pronounce Hecka Country. And I know someone's going to tell me in the comment section that I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, and I tried. I at least waited for a decent enough and not to be angry TCG change to the name. And Killer Tune, I hate it because they have many cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise that have the name Killer in it. But Killer Tune, really? So I guess they wanted to be funky, fresh, and hip with the kids and try to spell killer differently. Okay, Queens. And then on top of that, we don't know what the Enderman Craft are going to be. But a lot of people are expecting it to at least be really cool. So hopefully it's cool name. But the deck itself, with all the cards that are in it, Jesus, they're going to be chaotic. It's gonna be a bloodbath with how much stuff is put into it. So from there, moving into the other card game that I played, Digimon. So what's up with Digimon and how's Digimon doing? Well, Digimon's now in the process of starting off tournaments in their new season with their new ban and restriction list. If you haven't seen seen it. I did post it on my channel, but I'm not going to make a video on it because majority of it, I don't play. I play maybe a few cards on it, but Sakuyamon was the deck that I played and she was getting hit the most. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I said in the Sakuyamon video, but I'll just say it for you guys here. So watching Sakuyamon get hit in the Digimon ban and restriction list kind of needed to happen because Sakuyamon was going crazy. And I know that's weird to say considering what else was also out there, but what also is out there kind of got hit too with a lot of changes. You know, no freebie cards that are going to give me X amount of memory and then just shove it over to my opponent. No. Bandai said no to that, and they're changing a lot of those cards as well to fit a different narrative. Especially considering the fact that they wanted those changes. A lot of players wanted these changes because of how things were going in Digimon. So, the last time I entered a tournament, literally, I will tell you, was just to celebrate the BT22 releases. Outside of BT22's release, that was pretty much it. I did not have any other need to mess around with Digimon. After that, I know many of you know there were issues with me trying to get cards for Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And these things just have not fell out. I still have stuff in my cart right now for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon. I just haven't been able to really focus on anything and try to figure out, what's going on with my mailing system. Because some people are saying, after my incident with the post office before, there's issues with the post office because there's a lack of staff and a lack of this and a lack of that. And I'm just like, yeah. I mean, it makes sense on paper, but it's also just like so frustrating where you order the package and you're waiting for it to come, but then you don't know if it's coming, but also every other package that you've seen is coming. And when you look on these emails where the mail is showing you which items are coming that day, it's just like, where are the ones I actually ordered? Where were the ones that I ordered in June and didn't come to me in June? Did they ever get some back? Because no, they didn't. They're probably sitting there on, in that lot or in that thing. So it just really, really sucks. But hopefully by time we get, hopefully when I make my next round of orders online, things will be a lot better. I hope. But, never count your chickens before they hatch. And I like I said, I just hope that the next round of orders are a lot better. Because trying to buy stuff in person is very hard when you're limited to one or two shops in the area that play Yu-Gi-Oh! And have Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards for you to purchase. Because I don't like traveling any further than I have to. And that's a lot of money spending to travel around here and there. So, with that in case in point said, Pokemon. Pokemon ZA is coming out, I believe, in October or November. I think it's November. But I won't be purchasing it because just like the last Legends game for Pokemon, I did not purchase that either. I really don't have much of an interest in the physical games. I have more of an interest in the card game because the Mega Set will be coming out shortly around the time Pokemon Legends ZA comes out. And I will definitely be going to get the Alakazam line and hopefully, fingers crossed, Waterbar line if it's not too expensive. But if it is expensive, I'll just get Alakazam's line because, of course, my favorite Pokemon of all time. And it's going to have its Mega also joining in the fray. But I really just don't have no interest in the Legends ZA game because I just wasn't a big fan of Kalos in terms of just the overall thing. The story wasn't too bad, but had a lot of holes in it. Many people agree that they had the worst set of rivals in the series, kind of on par with what maybe Gen 8 is with the whole hop thing, and Gen 9 wasn't too bad, but Gen 7 and Gen 6 were just kind of all over the place in terms of different things with the rivals. Gen 7, I think, has a better story than Gen 6, but people just ride the Gen 6 coattail because Mega Evolution. And to be very honest with you, I wasn't that impressed. I was just more so impressed because my favorite Pokemon got a Mega Evolution. And most of the Pokemon I did like also got a Mega Evolution. But, yeah, that's kind of just how some of the cookies crumble, right? Right. So then let's also go into the factor of, um, do I possibly think that we'll get another Pokemon game? Yeah, we'll probably get another announcement for it. And if anything, we'll probably see more information on it in the months to come. So I know the next thing is Malamar. There's been some teasers about Malamar and people falling in love with Malamar. There was a leak of Mega Malamar. Malamar is a Gen 6 Pokemon that's Dark Fairy, and to evolve it from its pre-evolution Inkay, you have to turn your 3DS upside down. I mean, I guess it's like level 30. Level 30, turn your DS upside down to evolve it. I know the card, not the card game, but the later video games also have some weird stuff with Malamar as well. I think you still have to like flip your 3DS upside down. Some areas just have Inkay or Malamar as Pokemon you can capture in, um, in those respective games, so it will be easier. But holy shit, that is a lot to deal with if you have to find a way to evolve Malamar. The rumors or speculations is that Malamar's design is going to have like a rainbow. It's going to keep its squid-like appearance. It's going to be white, all white with like a rainbow middle, like the colors of the rainbow in the middle. It's going to look very artsy-like, but still be Malamar. I mean, Mega Hawlucha looked amazing. Golden Luchador, which fits into who Hawlucha is overall. And I think a lot of people said too, they were hoping to see Mega Garchomp. But let's give Hawlucha his time to shine, because Generation 6 was Hawlucha's introduction to this into the series. It's like a lot of Pokemon as well as Mega Evolution. And I think a lot of people can agree that Gen 6 not having its starters have Mega forms, as well as Gen 6 also ignoring some of the Pokemon in the series that should have had a Mega Evolution, because if you're going to be a series that focuses on Mega Evolution, you should have been doing a lot more with Mega Evolution. So, yeah, that definitely was a thing, and I was just like, fix it, Jesus. So, from there, let's go back to Mario for just a second. Mario will be celebrating his 40th anniversary this year. There has been no information from Nintendo about the big red plumber and the big green plumber in terms of their birthday celebration. Because remember, Mario and Luigi are twins. It's canonically said in the games that Mario and Luigi are twin brothers. Mario is just shorter than Luigi and happens to be the oldest one by a minute in terms of their birth. Outside of that, yes, I think it's very strange that Nintendo is being quiet, but also it's Nintendo. You ain't never know exactly what they're going to have up their sleeve, what they're going to show us, when they're going to show us, and how they're going to do it. Because remember, that was the same situation with the Mario movie, and how we all had a goddamn spectacle finding out that Chris Pratt was going to be playing Mario and Jack Black was going to be playing Bowser. Because goddamn, I never saw that coming. Outside of it, really, the Mario movie is coming out in a few months, so we're probably going to start seeing trailers and teasers for it. As far as the storyline itself goes, they'll probably have Yoshi be part of the main crew. Some people speculate that we could see the arrival of the Scapelli brothers, Wario and Waluigi. Some people may even speculate Daisy. And because of the whole thing that's happened with Nintendo and them saying that Mario and Princess Peach are platonic friends, maybe Pauline might make an appearance, and she might, persuade Mario to go on a date with her again. She is the mayor of New Donk City, so Mario did help her out, and maybe they'll make that a part of the storyline too. And him and Donkey Kong have become friends, so there could be more things going on between them and maybe their friendship. It'd just be nice to see that. Strip away from the typical Mario Brothers scenario and show us more. Like, give us a different big bad as an enemy. We've seen all the big bads in the movie at the quote wedding for Bowser and Peach, end quote. So definitely want to see how everything is going to pan out, and I definitely cannot wait for it. In terms of that, I mean, will we get a collection game? Maybe, maybe not. We might get a port of Mario Galaxy 2, because people, including myself, want that port. But I'd probably be disappointed if that port is just Switch 2 only. We haven't really heard much of any of the other games that are going to be listed in the wave of GameCube games for the Virtual Console. Because right now it's only three: Soul Calibur, two, Link's, what was it? Legend of Zelda, Link, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I keep saying Link. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and what's the other game? I should remember what the other game is. I know it's LOZ Wind Waker. Uh, Choo Choo Bond. Choo Choo Bond is out too, but I forget what the starting lineup was. I'm sorry. I think it's Mario Sunshine. No, it's not Sunshine. Sunshine was on the list, but Sunshine may not come out to the Virtual Console for GameCube. Sorry, guys. I don't have a Switch 2, so I can't really tell you off the top of my head. I can only tell you what I remember. And I do remember the fact that, yeah, they did talk about the Mario games that are present on there. And then there was also the other Mario and Pokemon games and stuff like that also coming to the Virtual Console for GameCube. So people can play, original, in quotes, Mario World, or they can play, in quotes, the lineup of things from Wind Waker. Because I've never played Wind Waker, but I only Switch 2, so I can't play Wind Waker, unfortunately. So it's a lot of trial and error, but it's definitely going to be worth it sooner or later, and with a lot more games added to it. I know a lot of people like myself who are Sonic fans are hoping that Sonic Team is going to cave and be like, look, we aren't going to give you a remake, but here, Virtual Console versions of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure SA1 and SA2 for the GameCube. Or maybe do a collection series situation there too, and just release them for the Switch and modern consoles, which I still think would be a great way for everyone to be able to play it. Don't lock it behind the Switch 2 in a paywall, because we kind of remember what happened the last time that happened. So, yeah, that's kind of just my thing with Nintendo, is we never know what we're expecting, but when it is expected, we'll be happy for it. Outside of that, really isn't much to talk about in terms of yes there is. There's one more thing. Let's drop Puzzles and Dragons into this mix. Pad. While I have now celebrated my 11 years of playing Puzzles and Dragons, we are now entering the dry spell situation of Pad. And there's also some drama behind Pad. Yeah, I got some Pad tea. So, a few weeks ago, the CEO of Gung Ho had to step down because they caught him stealing money from the company. Now, where the money went, people don't know, but apparently there was a Reddit article that was released stating that there was issues in the company, and the CEO had to step down due to some situations of finances. Then it was discovered that, being finances and letting shit break and then not having the shit fixed. Yeah, that kind of did happen. So now, I don't know what the whole situation is with Gung Ho or Gung Ho America, but right now a lot of things are still up in the air, because we were supposed to receive Jujutsu Kaisen way back last year when Omnimon was present. And with the change of things going on, we really haven't known what's going to happen with current events and stuff. So it is crazy to see what Puzzle and Dragons will pull out their ass. So right now it's just all in-home games and stuff, new evolutions for those and setting up for those, while really just not being able to know what's going to happen on the other end when it comes to the setups. So it's like, damn. Alright. So we're not getting this collab, but we're getting this one. You're not getting this ability, but you're going to get this one. You're not going to get this set up, but you're going to get that set up. It's very, very stupid. But, it's like... Sorry if I'm going in and out. I am a bit sleepy, so I want to try to wrap up the rest of this video now. But Gung Ho, yeah, is kind of in a shaky situation with both NA and JP. JP feels like they're not putting enough effort into it. NA says you're cutting out content that could definitely give you some money. And with how recent events have been going, bundles and picking up single cards through the bundles are just not enough. People want more variety, people want more setup, and it's just not happening. It really isn't. But we tried. But we tried. And that's honestly, I think, what anyone can ask for when it comes to this. Because, after 14 years and watching everything unfold, yeah. Alright. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I just read a text message. But yeah, done hopefully done well. I'll try to keep you guys updated if there's any changes. But I know a lot of people are just like, where are the changes? Can we get going so we can get this up the way? Yeah, it's definitely a lot. We know. And sorry. So much on my mind, so little time to express it. But yeah, a lot of things have definitely changed since the last time. I hope, certain situations and everything. And gun code is being done home. Sorry guys, let me wrap up this video because I'm falling asleep through this, and I know you guys don't want to hear the wind and whatever's in the background over me. So, with that intro, thank you guys so much for helping me and clearing things up. I'm hugely tired. I really, really am. Okay, come on, Joseph. Okay. Alright, so, I'm going to wrap up things here because I'm falling asleep on you guys. But I did enjoy doing this podcast. If you guys would like to see more, like, comment, share, subscribe, because that helps me out. Which don't forget to do any of those. Currently, my content still up on the channel, so you're going to see it. Deck lists, discussion videos, card analysis, all of that. And, I'm trying to think. No, there really isn't much else after that. So, alright you guys, I'm going to wrap up my video here. I thank you guys so much for watching my return to the podcast. I want to try my best to try to upload this as soon as possible, but only time can tell. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you all. HPJ signing out. Take care.